Do you have a jerk in your life? Well, today I'm going to share with you 2 principles to help you deal with the jerks in your life. So make sure to tune in and find out what those are. Hey everybody, Drew here. Today we're going to talk about something that we all deal with. Jerks. Yep, that's right. We're going to talk about jerks. Something that we all deal with in our lives. And maybe you're not dealing with a jerk right now, but you will. So it's not a matter of if you deal with a jerk, but when you deal with a jerk. So who are the jerks in your life? Maybe it's someone at work. Maybe it's a coworker or your boss. Maybe it is a family member, someone that's in your household or a brother or sister. Maybe it's an ex-wife or an ex-husband. Maybe it's someone that lives on your street or in your community. Maybe it's that pesky neighbor. Who knows? But we all deal with jerks. Maybe it's just that person at the Starbucks drive-thru or the person in line. Well, the fact of the matter is we're all going to deal with jerks. So what do we do about them? How do we deal with them? Well, today I'm going to share with you 2 things that will help you deal with the jerks in your life. First, we must recognize that hurting people hurt people. And if someone's being a jerk to me, then they've already been hurt by somebody else, or they're going through a rough time in their life. And so we have to recognize that the reason why they're being a jerk to us because they're going through something, that there's something that's wrong with them, that they're hurt, that they're broken in some way. I had a senior ranking sergeant that worked with me, and some days he would come into the office and he was great to work with for all of us, but other days he'd come in and he would just crush people. It made it really hard to like him as an individual. It was just a really hard person to work with, and in the long run, it made it really hard to be friends with him. But one thing that I found out many years later, his kid was battling cancer and was on death's door. So every single day when he came to work, he didn't know if he was going to see his kid when he got home. That's how bad this cancer was in this kid's life. Well, he wasn't being a jerk because he was a jerk. He was dying inside, and he did not know how to handle it. That's a weight that I can't even imagine. And this is something that he came to work with every day. So of course he's going to have some rough days, and of course it's going to be taken out on us. Why? Because he's hurting. He's wounded. He's a broken person. And if I better understood that hurting people hurt people, maybe I could have been someone that loved him through that time, someone that showed him compassion when he probably needed it more than anything, when he needed a friend that would love him despite the hard stuff he was going through and how he responded to it. So how do we deal with jerks? We talked about the first one, and that's to understand that hurting people hurt people. The second way that we deal with jerks is recognizing that we have an opportunity to bring healing to those hurting people. You see, oftentimes when someone's being a jerk and they're hurting us, and our natural response is to retaliate, to hurt them back, or maybe pass it on to someone else and hurt someone else. But we want to stop that cycle, and we want to help this person. And so instead of retaliating against the jerk, what we want to do is help restore the jerk. So when a person is being a jerk to me, I have 2 options. I can either retaliate and be a jerk back, or 2, I can help restore that person. And we have a natural tendency to want to attack back, to want to retaliate. It's the easy thing. And it's almost in a way like the right thing. At least we feel justified in doing it. But that does not stop the cycle. Instead, it makes the situation worse. And the way that we stop the cycle of people being a jerk, the cycle of hurt, is that we bring restoration to the situation. You see, a lot of people say they want to make a difference in the world, and they want to be the light in the darkness. But it's really hard. And when the time comes, when the opportunity comes knocking on our door, when that jerk that's hurting is knocking on the door of our life, oftentimes we shut the door instead of actually being that light in the darkness or being that hope in that person's hopeless situation. So I want to challenge you to be that light in the darkness for this person. Bring that restoration to whatever hurt that they have, and allow yourself to be used by God to make that difference. You see, hurting people don't need more hurt. They don't need that retaliation. What they need is love and compassion. And most of the time when they're hurting other people by being a jerk, most people retaliate, or they shun that person and push them away. Very few people are willing to step up to the plate and be the hero in that person's story by giving love and compassion. But you can be that person that brings love and compassion. In the Bible, in Matthew chapter 5, Jesus says something like this. He says, "So you've heard, love your neighbors, but hate your enemies. But I want to challenge you to love your enemies. For what reward is there in only loving those who love you?" And in the same way, I want to challenge us, challenge you and myself, that we should love those that are unlovable. Reach out to them, help bring healing and restoration to their lives, because we can make a difference in their lives. See, people don't need more hurt. What they need is hope. And you can be that hope. To change a jerk, you have to be willing to love and forgive. So ultimately, I'm challenging you to love the unlovable. It's not going to be easy, and it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take consistent compassion on your part to see change in their life. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. So I challenge you, and I invite you to be a catalyst for change in this world. Together, we can make a difference in this world. So what I want you to do is comment below with some maybe tips that you have on how to love the unlovable, how to help and bring restoration to those that are hurting. Also, make sure to like and share because this might be helpful for other people as well. And lastly, make sure to subscribe because it really does make a difference. And when you're done with all that, make sure to check down below in the notes because I'm going to have some links to some resources, some articles, and some books that you may find helpful or might be helpful for other people as well. Have a great one. God bless. Bye.